Okay, so to use your calculator, you've got the tangent key on your calculator. All you're going to do, whether it's positive or negative, you would just plug in the value. So the angle measure. So tangent 466, you're just going to hit your tangent key, 466 on your calculator, and you should get, yep, negative 3 point, we're going to 4 decimal places, so 4874. Approximately, I guess I should say. Anybody need help with that? Everybody okay? Straightforward, because you have tangent on your calculator, you just plug it in as it is, round to the 4 decimal places. Okay, so now let's try cosecant of negative 313. There are a couple of ways that we can do this. One way, we know that the cosecant is the reciprocal of what? Sine. So we could simply go 1 divided by the sine of negative 313. Or we could do sine of negative 313, and then on your calculator hit the x, this key, x to the negative 1, and that should give you the value. So I got 1.3673. Okay, so this is approximately 1 point, let's see if I have room. Okay, so there's our answer for the first question. For the second, let's do one more. We want to find the secant of negative 118 degrees. Again, 2 ways we could do this problem. You know that secant's a reciprocal of cosine, so we could go 1 over cosine of negative 118. Or we could do cosine of negative 118. You make sure you close your parentheses and then hit your x negative 1 key. And either way, I did both ways and I still got the same answer. Fortunately, I should. Negative 2.1301. Okay, so straightforward, plugging it into your calculator. Sometimes you have to hit that, the reciprocal function, if it's not one of the first 3 primary trig functions. Okay, that's part 1 of today. Part 2 is similar to kind of number 1, maybe number 2 from today's bell work. But let's get this written down. So we want to figure out this. What would theta be in the first quadrant if it had the same sign value? So you plug it in as a positive and do your inverse sine function on your calculator. And let's go to the nearest degree. So second sine, 0.6293, and I get 38.99. So I'm going to round that to 39 degrees. Actually, let's change this up. Let's erase that. Because this is our reference angle, let's give it a different angle. Let's call it alpha. Because alpha is our reference angle. Because we're trying to find theta. So we don't want too many. Theta is not 39 degrees. The reference angle for theta is 39 degrees. Okay, so now we know that our angle lies, the terminal side of our angle lies in quadrant 3. So that means that here's my terminal side, and my angle could be positive or negative, doesn't matter. There's the terminal side. So I would be drawing that triangle to help me figure out values for that angle, correct? So we are saying that the reference angle, this angle that we would use right there, is 39 degrees. And since we want a measure between 0 and 360, we're going to use this angle right here to figure out what theta is. So theta is going to be 180 plus 39. Or, how many is that? 219? Okay, so let's process this again. We were given information about our angle. And just for fun, let's hit, what is the sine of 219 degrees? Just for fun. 219, sine. It is negative 0.6293. Okay, so we did that correctly. So anyway, we were given this information about our angle theta. The sine value is negative 0.6293. There are different angles on our unit circle that would give, or not on our unit circle, but in the coordinate plane that would have that value. But we want the one that lies in quadrant 3. So we have to find the reference angle. In order to do that, we have to let that value, that sine value, be positive. And second sine, get our reference angle for 39 degrees. Knowing that it ends in quadrant 3, we're going to plug that 39 plus 180 to get 219 degrees. Awesome. Let's do the next one. So the first thing we would do, now if our value was cosine equals a positive 0.5299, we would use that. But if it's negative, we change it to positive when we plug it in. So we want to find, we're going to find alpha. Alpha is our reference angle. And we're going to say the cosine of alpha is a positive 0.5299. And then we're going to get alpha rounded to the nearest whole degree. So we'll hit second cosine 0.5299. And we get 58. So our reference angle is 58 degrees. Now we want to use that to find alpha. So we use the information about the terminal side for alpha is in quadrant 2. So, and we know we want from 0 to 360, so we're going to want this positive angle measure right there. Alpha is this angle right here. That would be 58 degrees. So then to find our angle theta, we're going to take 180 minus that 58 degrees, and I believe that's 122. Okay, so let's just check, and well, that's what we think theta is. So let's plug in, let's figure what is the cosine of 122. Hopefully it is close to it is? Yep. Okay. So then that's our answer. Okay. Questions? Trace, you okay? Awesome. Okay. So what I do want you to do some problems over this tonight. So go to your homework log and let's add this. Let's do 67 through 89 odds. The first half is basically, you're just plugging it into your calculator. It's like the first couple examples we did, and then the last half will be like the last two problems that we did. And then we're finished with this section. Yay.